that we don't want to trans children. Like,
Guys, quick announcement, very quick announcement. Breaking news. I have an official statement in my DMs from Pam. We will definitely talk. Me and Pam will definitely talk. We just haven't arranged a time. But this is a very quick statement in my DMs. Let's see if you can hear this. Hold on. I'm going to leave the space for a moment. I'm leaving the space for a moment. Okay. And we are going to listen to Pam.
There's a lot to my story, and I would love to talk to you about it. But trust me, I've been doing this for 4 years. I don't know.
This is
It's
Pam.
heavy the last 2 years. Trying so hard to share my story, explain my background. I'm an open book. I keep no secrets. But that doesn't matter with them. It just doesn't matter. I could have the FBI telling them that I'm not FBI. You know, they wouldn't believe you. They wouldn't believe them. They don't want to believe anything about me. And if you knew me, really knew me, it'd have to be turned into a comedy movie. I'm telling you, people don't know me. They think they do. And they make up all kinds of stuff. You know, ever since, I spoke out and said, hey, I was guilty for January the 6th, realized that the J6ers were just taking money and staying a victim. It bothered me. And they kept using me out there in the media saying Maga Granny, was weaponized against the DOJ. And I didn't feel that way. But they're talking for me out there in media. And I got mad. And I said, on a post one day, they were comparing me with Hunter Biden. And I said, I pleaded guilty because I was guilty. It was that simple. And then CNN and all the media had read my post and got a hold of me. This is 3 years ago. And I thought, I don't want to get on media. Oh my God, what the stuff I'm going to have to go through. You see what I'm going through. But I decided to do it and be known and get the word out there, because I thought maybe there's another Pam like myself out there that I could reach and help them get away from the mega cult. And I've been doing this, and I'm not going to stop doing this, because Trump is a dangerous narcissist, and we're all in trouble right now, and I got to keep speaking out and debunking their lies about January 6th. I've accepted that I'm going to be smeared. I accept that I'm going to be lied about. It's okay. I look at these people as sick people, not bad people. They don't want the narrative being changed about January the 6th. As you know, Trump is trying to rewrite history. Trump knew that the election hadn't been stolen, but he went out there and lied anyway because he was afraid that he was going to be jailed. So he's trying to save his ass. He don't care about anybody but him. He don't care about the J6 criminals at all. He's just using this. And Maga wants to hang on to smearing me and talking bad about me. I'm telling you right now, it is funny to say that I'm FBI. That I just have to laugh. I don't know what to tell you. And my friends that know me and my family laugh too. It's what can you do about that kind of shit, But it is funny. If you knew me, you would be laughing. But just so you know, yes, I've had a terrible childhood, and I've made some mistakes in my life. But I've been sober now 46 years, and I have to work the 12 steps. Look them up. I have to look at, it's not how they think of me, it's how I think of them. And I forgive them, not for them. I forgive them for myself so that I'm free. I can't afford to hold on to any resentments because it'll only get me drunk, and I'm never going to drink again. So I forgive them ahead of time.
Hit the likes.
I pray for them. I wish them all well. They can just
hit the
keep
likes.
on
Hit the
with
likes.
making me the center of their life, I guess, because I'm not going to stop pushing back on mega lies. I'm just not. I was lied to. That's what.
So that was Pam Hemphill giving me an exclusive message. She wants her side of the story. That's because of you, Lori, in the chat. And all the people in conspiratorial space right now. Yo, I didn't realize Pam had a Wikipedia article dedicated to her. In my opinion, once you have a wiki article dedicated to you, that means you are a public figure. Okay, just give me a second, guys. We're going to look into Pam's wiki. We're going to look into Pam's wiki. So Pam, wow, Pam is exactly my dad's age. My dad was also born 1953. Is a former Trump supporter, is an American former Maga, who took part in the U.S. Capitol attack on January 6, 2021. Hemphill was born in California. Her mother was a waitress and an addict, and her father was an absent alcoholic. After retiring from a 27-year substance abuse counseling career in 2011 and moving to Boise, Idaho, she became politicized during the Dakota Access Pipeline protests. This is the Ammon Bundy story. Initially attending the protests to oppose the project, but later becoming pro-pipeline. She attended anti-mask mandate meetings and protests organized by Ammon Bundy in 2020 and voted for Donald Trump in both the 2016 and 2020 American presidential elections. Let's see the dark much better. Hemphill live streamed the 2021 Capitol attack on Facebook, 20 minutes inside the Capitol building. She was convicted and sentenced a year later to 60 days in prison with 36 months of probation and $500 in restitution for one count of demonstrating, picketing, or parading in a Capitol building to which she had pleaded guilty. Hemphill is noted for changing her mind on Donald Trump during her time in prison and afterward supporting Biden and voting for Kamala in 2024. She also refused Trump's presidential pardon last year. Remember that space we listened to a couple of weeks ago? That was the anniversary of her pardon refusal. Kazian, she is crazy batshit. Bullshit. She never voted for Trump. Yeah, Kaz, you believe she was a liberal plant from the beginning, huh? So let's look at her political career. So in the summer of 2016, Hemphill saw a TV news bulletin concerning a protest by Native Americans and others on the Standing Rock Sioux River Reservation in North Dakota. This is 1,000 miles away. And this was because of proposals to build a $3.7 billion, 1,172 mile underground oil pipeline. So the big oil companies versus the Native Americans. What a perfect left-right political clash, no? Very like cookie cutter political clash. Seeing, you know, the left will side with the Native American reservation, and the corporations and the right-wing Republicans. Like, it's so easy to predict American politics, no? Yeah, I know you could edit Wikipedia, but then for how long? Anyway, let's move on. She was later sent a YouTube video appearing to show that the Alsatian guard dog she had seen in news coverage had been beaten by the man first with a stick, She has said that her brother, a Republican voter, told her to, quote, research the other side. She came to believe that the protester was the aggressor and was representative of the whole group of protesters. Following this, she wrote in one forum later that she was pro-pipeline and wrote a self-published book entitled We Stand, We Rise, We Resist, where the leftist tactics began and now they're coming to a city near you. Wow, I didn't know this, which criticized left-wingers as economic terrorists. She voted for Donald Trump in the, yeah, we read this part. So in 2020, she began following right-wing anti-government extremist Amon Bundy, this guy, and attended his meetings after he began advocating against mask mandates. This was during the pandemic. Remember the mask stuff? She has stated that they were saying that Democrats wanted to turn America into a communist nation. She says, I didn't know any Democrats. I was naive and I liked Ammon. He was talking about the Constitution. He carried a Bible. I wasn't particularly religious, but I'd worked the 12-step program of Alcoholics Anonymous, which is very spiritual. I thought these were good people doing God's will. And I mean, he was charming, right? So this is Pam speaking about Ammon. Hemphill was involved in the Idaho State House protest in August 2020, objecting the COVID-19 related bills. The protest resulted in glass being shattered, as well as Bundy getting arrested. Later that month, she attended another protest by Bundy's followers in St. Luke's Boise Medical Center, where a man was undergoing medical treatment after he was injured trying to stop Bundy's arrest. There, she told her fellow protesters to get outside when the protesters entered the building, stating that we don't harm people. This is a hospital. There are six people in here. Pam is like Malcolm X. That scene in the movie with Denzel Washington when the guy got beat up by the police. Pam went there with Malcolm X, or the Denzel character went there with all the Nation of Islam guys following him. She live streamed this protest to Facebook, where she had by this point gained thousands of followers. Wow, Pam, jealous. So Pam, you're doing this before Tommy, before all these new crop of streamers, huh? You're the OG protest streamer. She again voted for Trump in the 2020 American election, though she had not been to any of his rallies before January 6th, instead watching from TV. Okay, so this is the big one. The January 6th protest. The January 6th Capitol attack. The January 6th Capitol attack. And guys, hit the likes. And if you're enjoying what we're sharing here, show us some appreciation, some love with Super Chat. So Hemphill has been treated for breast cancer at the time of the riot and was going a mastectomy for the condition in November 2020. For Christmas, her brother bought her a plane ticket so she could join the rally. She has said that he knew she liked to videotape everything, so she wanted to stream it live, which makes sense, and quote, like the attention her videos were getting. These messages were getting heard. On a Facebook post about her plans to join this January 6th rally, she wrote that, quote, it's a war. The evening before the attack, Hemphill attended an event hosted by far-right radio host Alex Jones. Wow, I didn't know this. Posting a video of herself there on her YouTube channel saying, let's go to the Capitol, and quote, don't worry, Trump's coming in office. She was on pain meds, and having brought a selfie stick with her, Hemphill arrived at the Stop the Steal rally on the Ellipse late. She heard from different people that Trump would go to the Capitol with a crowd to protest the certification of votes that would finalize President Joe Biden's victory. So because of this, she walked to the Capitol. In the Capitol, Hemphill live streamed the attack to her 30,000 followers on Facebook. Wow. She pushed past police lines 3 times as the attack began. She has since stated that at one point she fell down and that a person stepped on her head, breaking her glasses. She was filmed asking for assistance from police after being in the crowd, stating that she had surgery before going to the doors at the Capitol, disobeying the officer who had told her to rest by a gate. She was seen in the Capitol Rotunda telling fellow rioters to come in, have fun. This is your house. Pam. After some time, officers in riot gear entered and a Capitol police officer who identified himself as, quote, Joe, escorted Hemphill outside. After exiting the Capitol, Hemphill has said that she wanted to get away from it, but saw this guy, Jacob Chansley. I remember him. Who was dressed in a fur headdress and buffalo horns, electing to record him rather than leave the area. She entered the office of then Democratic Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, after being encouraged to do so. She later stated again that she was hurt, telling officers that she had, quote, 40 stitches. She was escorted out by police or law enforcement, having spent a total of about 20 minutes in the Capitol building. Hemphill was nicknamed Maga Granny online following the attack, in reference to Donald Trump's Make America Great Again slogan. Oh boy. Now for the arrest. 8 months after the attack, FBI agents arrived at her front door in Boise, Idaho, and she was arrested August 3, 2021. Man, August 3, 2021. What was I doing back then? I remember. No comments. At her trial in federal court in 2022, prosecutors argued that she had exaggerated an injury to, quote, distract officers from dealing with more violent protesters. She pled guilty to 1 count of demonstrating, picketing, or parading in a Capitol building. She apologized for everything she said and did at the Capitol. In exchange for the guilty plea, prosecutors dropped 3 additional misdemeanor charges. She was sentenced by U.S. Senior District Judge Royce Lambert. Look at this guy. Freemason piece of shit. So they sentenced her to 60 days, 36 months of probation, and $500 restitution. Pam's chemotherapy treatment ended just before she entered prison. She served her full sentence at a federal prison in Dublin, California, starting July 2022. While there, she says she was looked after by a black woman. I remember Pam speaking on this. This woman is Muslim. Michelle West was incarcerated for her involvement in a drug conspiracy case linked to a murder in the early 90s. Hemphill was released September 16, 2022. She has stated that she began to doubt Trump's election. She began to doubt Trump's election claims during her time in prison. So I'm guessing Pam just started reflecting on her activism while behind bars. Writer. So after her release, she began seeking a therapist again, And through this, he came to terms with the fact that she could have left the crowd outside the Capitol. She has stated that she changed her mind on Trump in April 2023, around the time of her 70th birthday. She has credited multiple causes for this change. She participated in discussions about the Capitol riot on X Spaces, exposing her to facts about the riot and the 2020 election. In 2025, she said that after leaving prison, my critical thinking returned. I recognized the facts of January 6, that Trump had lied about the election being stolen, that Nancy Pelosi was not responsible. It's this complete flip, Pam, that makes people like Kaz say you're a liberal plant from the beginning. In June 2023, Donald Trump responded to a post on Truth Social claiming that Pam Hemphill would have to spend more time in jail than Hunter Biden, writing the word quote, horrible. So Donald Trump knows about Pam. She responded on Twitter, please, Donald, don't be using me for anything. I'm not a victim of January 6th. I pled guilty because I was guilty. Stop the spin. Wow, I never knew this. Anyway, she was interviewed by the Daily Beast, which she stated that she had broken from the Trump cult 3 months prior to the interview. She described herself as an ex-Maga granny, and that September she published an open letter to Congress in which she wrote, quote, I am not a victim of the government. The Justice Department was not weaponized against me. So basically, I deserve to be behind bars. I was a participant who broke the law. A boyfriend that she had for 12 years left her because of it, and she stated that she received death threats. So Pam voted for Joe Biden in 2024, and she was living in Somerville, South Carolina. And later, of course, supported Kamala, right? Kamala, when Biden withdrew. Hemphill stated January 13, 2025, that she would, quote, refuse a pardon from that felon, Donald Trump. So the day after President Trump issued the pardons, she again emphasized that she would not accept her pardon and took steps to file a letter of rejection. She argued that accepting the pardon would be an insult to the Capitol Police. Under the precedent set by America versus Wilson, 1833, an individual has the right to refuse a pardon. In June 2025, former Vice President Mike Pence wrote a letter to Hemphill expressing admiration for her decision to reject the clemency. Wow. So Mike Pence, who hates Trump, I know that much. I may not be an expert in American politics, but I do know Mike Pence and Trump hate each other. She has since attended local Democratic Party meetings in Boise. On January 6, 2026, Hemphill reiterated her apology to Capitol police officers during a hearing held on the 5th anniversary of the Capitol riot. So this is her official Wikipedia article, and you can see all the references are from are listed here from these articles. Okay, I definitely want to interview Pam. Oops. Okay, so we already played that. That was my one-on-one with Pam. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, the space is still going. Let's see what the space is saying. Good to see you, Ryder. Say hi to Chachi for me.
It's a personal choice of your life. It's your life. You can live your life the way you want to live. And I was just curious if you thought that it was okay if somebody else that felt like their arm wasn't part of their body, if they should be allowed to cut it off. That's my only question.
Yeah, well, okay. So so now that you've explained a little bit, I have heard about like the people that like they're like, I don't want this leg or whatever. To me, that has nothing to do with any there's no connection. Like I would encourage you to try and understand like the trans experience more, like enough to like, and I think that's maybe what you're doing in this moment, I hope. But yeah, I personally, and I think I said this earlier, I don't want surgeries. I own who I am. I asked myself this question a while back, like, would I at this point rather have been born as this woman? I'm not really sure. I like kind of like to enjoy being able to take a piss standing up sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Like you know, like this is, I'm a degenerate. I don't give a shit. You
Hear opposite views, you know, it keeps you sharp. Okay, let's listen to this. This is from Genealogy Girl. One second, guys. This is a really good late night, early morning listen. Yeah, my word, it's a really good. Okay. Let's listen to the space, guys.
Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Casey.
Hi, Casey.
You know, Teresa, I accepted the co-host, but it's still showing me a speaker. I might not have loaded in right.
Okay, so what do I do now?
Let me drop, see if you can send it to me again.
Okay.
All right, it told me I got it that time.
Okay, I'm sending you yours. Okay, Moni?
Yes, ma'am.
Contact Carrie how she accepts the microphone?
I just sent you an invite to speak, but if you didn't see that, to click it. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a request button, and since we've already sent you a mic, it should shoot you right up here. And there's a little bit of a delay, guys, so give her a few seconds to see if that works.
Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do, how do I change the title?
What do you want it to say? Do you just want that hashtag changed?
Yes.
I'll do it for you. There's Carrie.
Hi, you guys.
Hello.
I'm on a loaner phone out, and that is what the reason why I ended up at January 6th to see Trump speak.
Okay. I wrote down some questions based on, some of our conversations. Not everybody has heard, the accusations. Okay. Or, know what, the history of you and Pam, right? So I'm going to ask some questions, and let you answer, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember how you met Pam?
I met Pam. It had to have been online somehow. You and I discussed that. It was for a, oh my God, at the,
Planned Parenthood?
Thank you. You know how my brain is. Got to think it all on menopause. It was at the Planned Parenthood. It was basically a protest in front of Planned Parenthood, and there were a couple other churchgoers that were in attendance as well. That was the very first time that I had ever met Pam. I don't recall exactly how I learned about it, but it had to have been on social media and on Facebook, and it had to have been an event that I saw and reached out to whoever it was that was putting it on and said that I was going to be going. And it was Pam. That was one of the people. It was actually just her and I that showed up, along with maybe 6 other churchgoers who we really didn't even talk to. They kind of stayed away from us.
Did you see the movie Unplanned?
Have I?
Yeah, because the same day that you guys were out there for that protest, that movie Unplanned was playing at the movie theater, which is, about abortion, about one of the people who ran the abortion clinic, right? She got pregnant. And so her opinion, they kind of changed.
Okay.
So, okay. Anyway, so yeah, that was March the 5th or April the 5th of 2019, right?
If that's what you found.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. And then
I don't remember dates. I just remember being there, and I remember being cold. I want to say that it was more in October or November, but I could be totally wrong. I just remember it being chilly. So if it was March, then so be it.
5th. I think March 5th, 2019.
Okay.
Okay. So then the next question is, between then and when Pam showed up at the Bloomberg protest, do you remember having any contact with her?
I don't.
Now, the Bloomberg protest was a Second Amendment protest, right?
I just remember Bloomberg had rented an office space that was right in the area where we did the counter protest of him being there. I don't recall exactly why. I don't remember it being a Second Amendment. I just remember it was kind of protesting
Carrie?
renting a house. Or not house, I mean an office.
Terry, maybe I can help you refresh your memory. Remember Greg Pruitt was there?
Yes.
So it was because Bloomberg had some gun grabbing deal he was doing, and so it was the MAGA girls who worked with Greg Pruitt to do that rally.
Thanks for jogging the memory. Yeah, my memory's really, really shot, so I don't retain a lot of stuff, especially if it happened a long time ago.
Right. Well, yeah, that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember details.
Right.
I know that Greg Pruitt was actually, I'm pretty sure we did it together. He
wrote an article, remember?
Yes, and I remember being a little perturbed because he said, "Oh, I threw your guys' name in there." That's the one thing.
Exactly.
That really stuck out to me because that was kind of an insult. It was like, "Oh, I kind of feel sorry for you, so we just kind of threw your name in there." Or like I felt like he just wanted to be the one known for who was putting on, and it really doesn't matter who put it on. It's just about unity. But the fact that he said to me, "Oh, I threw your name in there," and that was his exact words. I threw your guys' name in there. So I was just like, okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Do you remember how many Bundy meetings that you attended with Pam? And did you ride together?
Yes, we did ride together. I believe it was 1 or 2. I know that I went to the very first one, and Pam and I went together. I want to say I went to a second one, but I just cannot remember if I did or not. It could have been 1, it could have been 2. But I know for sure she drove me to the first one.
Okay. So now the next question, I know the answer to this. did Pam actually help you organize the Stop the Steal rally on November 7th, 2020? Or were you being nice to her because of her recent breast cancer diagnosis?
I don't recall the exact details. I know I wouldn't. It wasn't her that was organizing it, because we were actually under the balloon of Stop the Steal, of who was putting on the events every Saturday. So So it's not something that Pam took initiative to do on her own. It's probably something that we said go ahead and do it. But again, that was so long ago, I don't recall.
Okay. Okay, well, is it true that Pam told you that she was having a mastectomy?
Yes.
Okay. You know now that it was just a lumpectomy?
Correct.
Only because of the text messages, right?
I think it's because of what you told me. I thought that she had both her breasts removed. She told me that she had to order special bras. So that's what made me think that she had both her breasts removed, because she said she had to order special bras that made her look like she had breasts.
Right. None of that's true.
And that was a shock.
And the only reason I know that, okay, Pam she loves to be the victim, and she likes to, try to get sympathy from people, right?
Yes.
But the only reason I know what happened is because of her sister-in-law's communication with Tammy Kennedy that was posted on Facebook, and those messages are still there. And I've actually got screenshots of them, right? She just had a lumpectomy. They removed 2 lumps, right? And so she had very minimal stitches. And yeah, on January 6th, I had 40 stitches all day long. She told the police that. Okay.
Right.
The next question is, did Pam used to bring you intel about Black Lives Matter or Antifa?
I don't think so. I wouldn't have gotten my information from her.
Okay.
I had other intel.
No, because she was trying to pass off that intel to other people, right?
I don't know where Pam would get her intel. She's a nobody.
I know. Okay. Did she tell you that she had a liaison assigned to her?
No, she did not.
Okay. Did Pam ever join the Mega Girls?
Did Pam ever join the MAGA Girls? It wasn't really a join type of organization. It was more like just show up. I would not consider her a MAGA girl. She was more of a person that would come to the events and would just record. She was never really an official. I don't think there was ever really official MAGA girls, except for the ones that were probably the leads. Other than the other people that would come, we were all one big group. Everybody, was just together and unity, and everybody had a lot in common. So I wouldn't say that she's a MAGA girl or she was a MAGA girl, no.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Teresa?
Do what?
Can I ask a question right quick?
Yeah.
Did she portray herself as a citizen journalist, just there reporting on you guys? Is that how you felt about it?
That's how she portrayed herself around any event that she went to, as was a citizen journalist. She made sure that was very well known to anybody that she was interviewing or talking to.
Yeah, she in one of her it says you guys gave her that name.
She gave herself that name
of citizen journalist.
No, that's the name that she gave herself.
That's what I thought. Okay, now the next question is, was Alicia Peterson a member of the Idaho Mega Girls?
No, she was not.
Okay, was she ever in charge of the Idaho Mega Girls at the protest on July 21st, 2020?
Never.
Do you know what group she belonged to?
Yes, I do. She was a part of two groups. One, she was a part of, I don't really want to name it. The other one that she became a part of, which is probably pretty well known, was People's Rights.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Teresa?
Yeah.
Can we let Casey jump in real quick?
Yes.
Okay, I'm new at this too. Yeah, so I knew Alicia. I believe if I'm remembering the right person, she passed away maybe a year and a half ago.
No, Casey.
No?
Alicia Peterson.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong person then, I guess. But that name sounds. Sorry, I met so many people and People's Rights that it's hard to remember everybody. But that name does sound familiar with People's Rights.
Passed away.
Sorry.
Alicia's grandmother passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to remember these iterations. We had all these protests, and anyway, sorry. That name sounded familiar with People's Rights.
That's okay.
And just for everybody listening, Carrie's not on Spaces very much. Teresa wanted to take this first few minutes to really just kind of interview Carrie because her time might be limited. So we're not bringing anybody up just yet. And we're going to let her go through this questioning and get all of her questions answered. And then afterwards, we'll do some open mics.
Yes. And that way everybody gets a chance to talk, right? Okay. Did you attend the New Year's Eve party where Pam was holding that toy Lego gun?
No, I did not.
Okay. I didn't think you did, but I just thought I'd ask. Okay. The next one is, what caused the falling out with you and Pam? I know we already posted the screenshots. Okay,
Yeah,
some
it's kind
people have not seen it.
Pardon?
Some people have not seen it.
Okay. Are you going to be able to share that screenshot of the conversation via Facebook Messenger that we had?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, she knew I was going to be going to Stop Still, and she said that she wanted to go, and I believe she talked to her brother about it, and her brother said that he would pay for her airfare and her hotel to go to Stop the Steal rally. I'm sure it's not even called Stop the Steal. I forgot what it was called. I apologize. I had already made arrangements with a friend of mine to stay in her hotel with her and her cousin. And then Pam said, hey, do you want to stay with me? My brother's going to pay for it. And I said, well, I can give you some money if you want. She said, because she's got 2 king-size beds. And I said, sure, that sounds good. And so my friend who I was supposed to stay with, who I ended up staying with, she is the one that helped Pam get her airplane ticket and also helped her get her hotel room, which was at the same hotel that my friend was staying at. And in the eve of Christmas, after we set up all our children's Christmas presents, I took a picture of it and I posted on Facebook, and I believe it was a couple of days later.
It was the next one. Yeah.
Okay. The Pam went off on me saying that I was rich, and basically, how dare I use her to stay with her when she thinks I've got all this money, and she uninvited me to stay with her. And so in that message to her, I mean, everybody's got to read it themselves. I pretty much just told her, you're assuming, you have no idea what you're talking about. I said, we charged our Christmas for our kids because we are a single income family. We don't have money. We can't afford Christmas. We've got 4 children. So every year we charge our kids Christmas, and we try to pay it off with our income taxes. And I was pretty irate. I was pretty pissed off because she, accusing me of being rich and using her. Really? Pardon?
And she doubled down on it.
Yes. So basically, I wrote her off. I told her, have a good life. You screwed over another friendship. I was there for her through thick and thin, her cancer. I was there for her when everybody talked shit on her. I defended her because I sincerely felt that Pam, yes, we all knew she was off. She was different. There was just something about her, but we all had a soft spot for her. I want to say we did. Maybe I'll just speak for myself. I had a soft spot for her. I thought that she had a big heart. Her heart seemed to be in the right area. She was very private, which I kind of was a red flag for me. And she, I don't know. She was different, but I accepted that. And I considered Pam a friend. And that was the only situation that her and I had ever been into that she accused me of using her to stay with her at the hotel room when I clearly offered to pay her money for staying with her. I told her, I hope nothing happens to you in DC because it's nothing like Boise and like Idaho. And I basically just said, be safe, be careful, and don't bother talking to me on the air. Because we had the same flight. We had the same flight there and the same flight back. So I said, don't even bother talking to me when we see each other at the airport or on the plane. And good luck to you. And I was done. And that was the last we spoke until I saw her on the evening of January 6th when she came into the hotel room, limping around and feeling sorry for herself.
Right.
Really quick. I don't know if you know, Carrie. She went and told people that you had invited her over for a Christmas party at your house, and then she called you the day of, and you ignored her. So then apparently she went on this craziness.
That's not true. I lost my dad 4 days before Christmas. I had nobody over. Absolutely nobody. The only people that came over, the only people that were here at my home was my 4 children and my husband and I. And I said that into the message that I sent to her, that I didn't call anybody Christmas Day, that I was just getting back to people. So I think it was the day after Christmas that I responded to her. Because
remember video, the live that Pam did? I sent you the videos where she was going to get a special invitation to go inside the White House.
Right, and by that time we weren't speaking anymore.
Right, and that was December the 26th.
Right.
She planned on